Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V, and this is round 4, the final round of our league challenge that happened at Die Hard Games on October 24th, 2024. If you didn't know, Die Hard League happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central, featuring casual and tournament play at whatever format everyone wants. Surging Sparks pre-releases continues Thursday, October 31st at 6 p.m. And go see more dates in this video's description. League Cup, Saturday, November 23rd at 11 a.m. All Central Time, all at Die Hard Games, and check out Pokemon's event locator for premiere and other events at the shop, such as League Challenges, League Cups, pre-releases, and more. Please hit that like button right quick, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications, say what you need to say in the comments, and all that good free stuff. But anyways, let's research this game. On the left, Okidogi. On the right, Terapagos defense. Starting off with Illuminion V in the active spot is not where our Terapagos player would like to be, but they do at least have a Nest Ball to search their deck for a basic Pokemon to add to the bench, and I'm sure they are looking for that Fan Rotom. I don't think I'm seeing it here. It may be a one of in their deck as well, unless all of them are prized, but our player is taking a good look through their deck here on their first search to see what's the best grab and what they might not have access to at the beginning of this game. Yep, it looks like their Fan Rotom must be prized here. Not what our Terapagos player needs to see here in this final round of the challenge. Luminion V in the active spot. Fan Rotom prized. Not looking good so far. I guess you grab... It just depends on what's in hand. A Pidgey could be good if all the Pidgey pieces are in deck. A Terapagos, because it's your main attacker, but nope, we're going in. Plan B, Radiant Jirachi, the wild card here. That's going to get found off of the Nest Ball and hit the bench here. It's going to be this kind of game. Perfect for the last round. And things are passed over to our Okidogi player, who plays an Artisan and a Nest Ball. I imagine we're going to see them both get resolved at the same time. You know what Nest Ball does, find the basic to add to your bench, and then Artisan allows the player to search their deck for a basic non-rule box Pokemon to put onto the bench. So Nest Ball finds the Radiant Greninja, since that's got a rule box, and then the Artisan finds the Tatsugiri and puts it onto the bench. Double support Pokemon here, as Switch card is played to move that Tatsugiri into the active spot, and it will use its Attract Customers ability shortly to look at the top 6 cards of the deck, and you may put a supporter card you find there into your hand. Arvin is found here and put into the hand, and it looks like we're going straight for that next. Tatsugiri bailing out this otherwise not as eventful hand. Arvin, that supporter card, allows the player to search their deck for a tool and an item card. The tool is going to be that League of Rescue board, and the item, we're flipping coins here in round 4. This is what I like to see. The item is going to be that energy sticker. That item card has the player flip a coin. If heads, accelerate a basic energy from the discard pile to one of their Pokemon in play. Not live currently. Rescue board put onto the active Tatsugiri. Now Radiant Greninja discards an energy card to draw 2 more cards. Hisuian Heavy Ball is instantly played to look at the prize cards. No targets there. If there was a basic Pokemon, you could swap the Hisuian Heavy Ball with it, but nothing, so prizes get shuffled up and laid back out. Now Energy Sticker is played, flipping tails, so it's a blank card. Luminous Energy attached to that Okidogi. Now let's talk about the Okidogi, since it is online currently, or its ability, you know. Okidogi, 130 HP on that one prize Pokemon with the Adrena Power ability. If this Pokemon has any Darkness Energy attached to it, Luminous Energy counts as any type of energy so long as there's no other special energy attached, so it's like it has a Darkness Energy attached to it. It gets 100 plus 100 HP So 230 HP currently on that one prizer there. And the attacks it uses do 100 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Its attack is Good Punch for 70 for 2 fighting energy, but since there is a luminous energy attached to it that counts as a darkness, the Adrena power is live, so it'd be doing swinging for 170 damage when it's ready to attack. And things are passed back over to our Terapagos player with a not so stellar start here, but that can all change with some coin flips going their way. Bravery Charm attached to the active Lumineon, giving it plus 50 HP. 220 HP on that 2-prizer right now. And then an Artisan is used, the Artisan, to search the deck for a Bidoof to add to the bench. Okay, we're slowly building up now, but nothing like the explosive starts you've seen with that fan Rotom. Play 2 or 3, right? Or if you play 1, just don't prize it. Let's see what else our player has for us. They counter that Artisan Stadium with the Area 0 Underdepths that's currently not live, just there to knock out the Artisan. And things are passed back over to our Okidogi player. They bench another Okidogi, and then they play Energy Lotto. That item has them look at the top 7 cards of the deck and then put an energy they find there into their hand. It can be special or basic. 3 energy cards to choose from here. Interesting. Was there a fighting? You're probably going to draw some energy off of the Iono here, so let's see what our player decides to do. It's the darkness energy there, so they're going to grab the legacy energy. Of course, that can't power up the Okidogi because as soon as it gets attached with the luminous energy, that luminous energy just turns into a colorless energy, one colorless energy. So interesting choices here as our player shuffles up, put the legacy energy into hand. Next is attract customers from the active Tatsugiri, looking at the top 6 cards of the deck, trying to find a supporter to put in the hand. Lots of supporters here, lots of options for our left-hand player here. They're looking like they're going for that Crispin. Okay, and that supporter card will be played now. That has you search your deck for 2. They have to be different basic basic energy, excuse me. So a fighting and a darkness are the targets here. You accelerate one of them to one of your Pokemon in play, and then you put the other in hand. So it looks like there is the attack this turn. 170 would be perfect to kill the Lumineon, but it has the Bravery Charm on it. So let's see if our player can find something like a Lost Vacuum, and I don't think they have access to it. So darkness energy, fighting energy will get accelerated to the luminous energy Okidogi. Legacy energy will get attached from hand to the other Okidogi. Then Radiant Greninja will discard the basic darkness energy in order to draw 2 cards with its ability. And a Nest Ball is found and will be played here to search the deck for another basic Pokemon to join the party on the bench. It's going to be that 3rd Okidogi. We're getting all the dudes out. Or should I say getting all the dogs out. Alright, there is a big swing on this Lumineon, so that's not the worst case for our Okidogi player here. They've got a big 230 HP 1-prizer in the active spot. Going to make things difficult for our Terapagos player as the Tatsugiri free retreats thanks to the rescue board into that powered up Okidogi. And remember, it can currently do 170 damage with its Adrena power ability being online thanks to that luminous energy. The Lumineon V tanking that hit thanks to its Bravery Charm, and play resumes over on the right-hand side here. Bibarel evolves on the bench. Double Turbo Energy gets attached to that Radiant Jirachi. Nest Ball is played now, and the player is looking through their deck for a basic Pokemon to add to their bench. I wonder if the Pidgeot, if any of the Pidgeot line is prized here. Not like this in round 4, right? The Hoot Hoot will be found off of the Nest Ball and put onto the bench. if there's Radiant Pokemon in play, or excuse me, Terra Pokemon in play once it evolves, cool things happen, but we've got to get there first. Slowly but surely. There's the Noctowl in hand for next turn, so Bibarel will use Industrious Incisors to draw up to 5 cards in hand. And Professor's Research will be played. Okay, discarding the hand and drawing 7 fresh new cards. Can we find a Terapagos or anything else to help us get established? No, basic switch is found. Okay. To move that Lumineon to the bench, Radiant Jirachi moves into the active spot, and it's time to flip some coins. Let me learn you guys about Radiant Jirachi if you don't know. It's got 90 HP and an ability Entrusted Wishes. If this Pokemon is in the active spot and is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, search your deck for up to 3 cards and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. It also has the Astral Misfortune ability, or attack, for 2 colorless energy or a double turbo energy. Flip 2 coins. If both of them are heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out. So here we go. This is what it's all about. Coin flip number 1 is tails. Irrelevant. As play continues over on our left-hand side here, the Okidogi side. And they start things off with an Iono. That has both players shuffle their hands, put them at the bottom of their deck, and then draw cards from the top equal to their remaining prize cards. Both players will get 6 here. Luminous Energy attached to the other Okidogi on the bench. There is the KO lined up. The Terapagos player will get 3 cards off of Entrusted Wishes, but I don't think you worry about that at this point. We're debating on using Radiant Greninja. Nope, gonna hold the hand and just take the KO here for the first prize of the game. Entrusted Wishes is triggered, so our Radiant Jirachi player is gonna search their deck for any 3 cards to put into their hand. Let's see what they think is best here. I was going to say probably for sure Buddy Buddy Poffin to get more dudes out. Everything else just depends on what's in hand, what's in deck, and our player's strategy here. Hoot Hoot flies into the active spot over on the right hand side, and play resumes there. Starting things off with the Rescue Stretcher to bring that Radiant Jirachi back into play from the discard pile. A Hero's Cape is put onto it, giving it plus 100 HP, 190 HP Jirachi there. Another basic switch will move it into the active spot. We got a double turbo energy on it again, and it's this kind of game, I guess. Bouffalant, we're debating on benching that Bouffalant, and they do. Its Curly Wall ability doesn't come online until there's at least one other Bouffalant in play. So the player is going to next play an Arven. That supporter, remember, has him search for an item and a tool. Hisuian Heavy Ball and the Bravery Charm are the targets off of the Arven here. Man, I wonder how many Terapagos were prized too. I wasn't paying attention to that. Hisuian Heavy Ball is played now. Look at the prize cards and you may switch it. Oh my gosh, the Pidgey was prized. You may switch the Heavy Ball with the basic Pokemon you find there. Shuffle up your prizes, lay them back out. Pidgey is liberated from the prize cards. Hits the bench here. There is a Pidgeot for next turn if a Stellar Pokemon comes into play, but we're going with Astral Misfortune. Flipping heads for roll number 1. And tails for row number 2. National Misfortune fizzles out. And play continues over on the left-hand side here with the boss's orders bringing up that Lumineon V2 prizer from the bench into the active spot. Basic fighting energy attached to the bench, Okidogi, and then the active one. Good Punch knocks out the Lumineon for 2 prize cards. Radiant Jirachi flies into the active spot on the right-hand side. Play resumes there with a second Bouffalant getting benched here. Bouffalant has the Curly Wall ability. If there's at least another Bouffalant in play, your basic colorless Pokemon take minus 60 from attack damage. Radiant Jirachi, unfortunately, is a metal-type Pokemon, so an Arven will be played next, allowing the player to search their deck for an item and a tool. We've got the Rare Candy as an item, so we may see a Pidgeot EX incoming. No tool selected here. We've got the Hero's Cape already on that Jirachi, so what else needs to be grabbed, right? I really want to see a Astro Misfortune double heads here for our round 4 of our league challenge. Astro Misfortune. Flipping those coins. Heads for the first flip. Heads for the second flip. That opposing Okidogi is KO'd. Tatsugiri flaps into the active spot. Play resumes on its side. Experience share attached to the legacy Okidogi on the bench to preserve some energy when a KO happens. Night Stretcher now recovers an Okidogi from the discard pile. It gets put back onto the bench. Everybody gets a tool now as the Okidogi gets an experience share and the Radiant Greninja gets a rescue board. And an Iono is played. Both players shuffle their hands, put them at the bottom of their deck, and draw cards from the top equal to their remaining prize cards. Our Okidogi player gets 3 here, as an Energy Lotto is played next, looking at the top 7 cards. Put an energy you find there into your hand. Lots of energy to be chosen here, and that luminous energy is the target off of this Energy Lotto. Yep, that's good for that other Okidogi on the bench. So I would say this Okidogi deck is firing on all cylinders for our pilot here. Luminous energy attached to that bench Okidogi. The Tatsugiri will use its Attract Customers ability since it's in the active spot to look at the top 6, grab a supporter you find there. Boss's Orders is perfect for next turn. So that will get put into the hand. And that was a good catch on our Okidogi player's side to use that ability before retreating. Then the Okidogi moves into the active spot and attacks with Good Punch on that Radiant Jirachi for 170 damage. Since it has the cape on, it tanks that hit, and play resumes over on its side. And they start things off with an Iono of their own. This is how our Jirachi player is going to get back into it, disrupting the opponent. But is the opponent's board already set up too far? Iono nets the Jirachi player 5 cards from the top after they shuffle their hand and put it at the bottom of their deck. Next is Ultra Ball. That item has you discard 2 cards in order to search the deck for a Pokemon, basic or evolution. Let's get rid of the Nest Ball and the Area 0 in order to search the deck for a Pidgeot EX to put into the hand. We'll see if they've got the Rare Candy here shortly to at least get this Pidgeot online. Industrious Incisors will fill the hand up to 5 cards in hand. I think we were hunting for that Rare Candy. It wasn't found, so Jirachi attack. We flipped the coins. First one was tails, so nothing. Play resumes over on Okidogi's side. The KO is already on board, so just how else can our player build their board? Switch cart will move the Tatsugiri into the active spot. It will use its Attract Customers ability. Remember to look at the top 6 and grab a supporter card you find there. Professor's Research is good to have in hand. Good options of different supporters to play. Also good just thinning out the deck, pulling one more card out of the deck so that way the top decks are that much sweeter. Tatsugiri will free retreat thanks to the rescue board back into the Okidogi here. And it attacks the Radiant Jirachi for knockout. Radiant Jirachi's ability Entrusted Wishes triggers, allowing the player to search the deck for 3 cards to put into the hand. Our player is resolving this now, trying to select the best 3 for the next turn and try to get back into this game. I imagine all the pieces to build that Pidgeot EX are found there. I think it was just they were just missing the Rare Candy. So you can get that and 2 other cards off of the Entrusted Wishes here. As we say goodbye to the Jirachi once more, Pidgey flies into the active spot and play resumes over on the right-hand side. Terapagos EX top decked and put onto the bench here. Now the bench size is 8 since there is a Terra Pokemon in play in that Terapagos EX thanks to the Area 0 Underdepths. Rare Candy allows that Pidgey to evolve directly into Pidgeot EX. Double Turbo Energy put on to the main attacker on the right hand side, that Terapagos EX. Bravery Charm attached to the Terapagos as well, giving it plus 50 HP. Now Hoot Hoot evolves into Noctowl, and Jewel Seeker is activated since there is a Terra Pokemon in play, allowing the player to search their deck for 2 trainer cards to put into the hand. Iono for more disruption is good, as well as a Night Stretcher, because our player needs to build up their bench again. But this Okidogi has 230 HP, right? Yep. Thanks to its Adrena Power ability with that Luminous Energy attached, and Terapagos caps out at 220, sadly. Night Stretcher will bring back that Radiant Jirachi from the discard pile into the hand, onto the bench, thanks to that Area 0 Underdepths. And now Iono is played for some disruption and draw power. Both players shuffle their hands, put them at the bottom of the deck, and draw from the top of the deck equal to their remaining prize cards. 5 and 2 here in this endgame of round 4 of the Little League Challenge. I think it was a spooky one, right? Bouffalant is online, so that's good. The Curly Wall, should I say, since there's 2 Bouffalant. And an Ultra Ball is played now, discarding 2 cards in order to search the deck for a Pokemon. Searching for that baby Hoot Hoot here, so that way we can have some Jewel Seeker action next turn. That Hoot Hoot will hit the bench, and Bibarel will use Industrious Incisors to draw up to 5 cards in hand, 3 this time. Next is Pidgeot EX's Quick Search. Search the deck for a card, put it into your hand. Maybe one more Pokemon to fill up this bench, but it's just sad that not even one prize card can be taken here, unless there is a gusting effect. There you go. There is the counter catcher. As long as the opponent, or you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, counter catcher acts like a boss's orders, bringing up that Tatsugiri into the active spot. Terapagos EX moves into the active spot since Pidgeot EX has free retreat. So at least a prize card is taken here with Unified Beatdown, 30 times the amount of bench Pokemon you have, minus 20, with the Double Turbo Energy attached, more than enough to KO the 70 HP Tatsugiri. Okidogi slides into the active spot. It is a fighting type Pokemon. Have we been missing it this whole time? It's a fighting type Pokemon, so Good Punch doing 170 thanks to the Luminous Energy attached and the Adrena Power ability. 170 times 2 is enough to KO the Charmed, the bravest Terapagos EX for the game. What a way to end our league challenge. Top 4 for our league challenge here in Masters was, first place was our Okidogi player here. Second place was our Roaring Moon EX player that was featured in another video. Third place, I think they're battling the Roaring Moon EX player, is our Palkia player. And fourth place was our Ancient player, featured in another video here as well. Congrats to our special League Challenge Tournament champ, and to you all for playing some Pokemon. Thank you. What'd you think of this video and the commentary? Please leave feedback in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time in the Professor's Lab.